small businesses, do your own content if you can, and then start working with partners and agencies and start testing different agencies on creative and content.
Are people being too safe with content creation?
Why pay for content if it's going to come from not like someone who's got following?
The thing is, as well, you have to take the risk.
People have been creative because they don't want to pay fees to all these micro-influencers.
If you feel uncomfortable, don't do it.
Hi, I'm Sarah, host on Digital Cheesecake. If you are liking what you're hearing at the moment, click subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever you can find us, and see you next time.
Welcome back to Digital Cheesecake. Today, we're going to be talking about content creation, how to scale it, how to do it on a budget, the smartest way to do content these days.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah, let's do it.
Correct.
Let's dive
how
in.
To be smart with content creation.
YouTube. Look at me, camera. Hit the follow, YouTube. Subscribe.
And guys, can you please share it if you do find it useful?
Come on, but follow. Yeah.
Cool.
So,
subscribe.
content creation.
Yeah,
Forget
so how
the
to
word
be
creative.
Smart. So how to be smart with it?
Let's start with you guys first before you hear me talk the whole time.
Well, I'm going to...
You're like, don't know.
My main question is more about, are people being too safe with content creation?
I think if you're doing
There's
a lot
of testing getting out there. There's a lot of testing. Like we had those guys on just then. They're like, their agency told them to test the hell out of content. So, two types of stuff. There used to be the big world of creatives. Boom, spend 50K on a creative campaign. I was just having a chat with people from an insurance company and they were like, you cannot pitch and say you're going to do £1 million creative anymore. It's just you can get content on the cheap. So the difference between creative and content is purely like you're doing like probably more edgier stuff, which is content creation, more on iPhone-led stuff, more on user-generated stuff. Then you got creative production houses. But to be honest, we're working with clients now on putting all of our budget into content creation, getting influencers, user-generated, creating it, plus they're posting it. So like you're not just getting creative from an agency, you're also getting someone to create it and then post it on their socials. So you kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah, and you get the community.
You get influencer stuff and you also get content creation. So you get both. So like why pay for content if it's going to come from not like someone who's got following? And
I think most companies are investing, well, not investing, but they're just doing the day-to-day stuff in-house, aren't they? So the cheapo stuff, the authentic stuff, the user-generated stuff, and the really cool stuff, they're actually pushing out if they don't have that resource internally to agencies or to creative studios. Like you got to
be smart with it. We've released a new product. I'm going to get real salesy on it. Let's go that route.
Yeah.
What's the one line on it?
Jack, you got me there. I would say the one-liner is repurpose your assets to scale your business.
Okay, and then what is it?
What is it? I think the fact is everyone's sitting on all this raw data, all these amazing ideas. We don't have enough budget to get into production. So what we're going to do is we've built a really strong agent internally that plugs into all your Google AdWords, all your social media, and it spits out what's your least performing. Then it gives us new creative, new content. Not just image, text, image stuff. It's video content. All you need to do as a client is approve it, have an approvals person, and just churn out content. The biggest hardest part is like people are trying to build content houses in-house. Cost staff, time, like then you got junior people doing content. It's actually really hard to scale content in-house. You need to have an agency partner that's already kind of knows performance and then goes, great, this is what creative's going to work well, and scale it. And that's using AI agents to help you do it. But then you're also using data automatically to create the best performing content. So it's like, cool, these ads work. Yeah. Now we're going to create new ones and say, tailor this for winter seasons, all the seasons throughout the year. And I want to do X, Y, and Z. So we do it for fashion brands, hospitality, hotels. Like for hotels, it's the same hotel, but you might need to do a new campaign for it. So
how do you get the viral moment though? Because I think one way to be smarter with content creation is everyone's looking for that viral moment. So
I think it's hard with the I think everyone talks about virality, but then there's this whole thing about authenticity that is still bigger. Like for us to go viral on Digital Cheesecake, we're probably going to have to do something like way left field that's really weird and funny. Like the stuff we just watched just then is funny, relatable content. Yeah. Like it's the virality is
like
the funny
hitting
stuff.
ourselves with cheesecake or like doing a cheesecake eating contest.
Unreal. If we did episodes of podcasts of that every time, we would. So I think
You can't be
Clients
too
don't come to
boring.
us asking for virality. They ask, especially if you're a big brand, you don't need virality.
But the thing is as well, because that you have to take the risk. So for example, there are a lot of brands. So it's one of those things where brands will stay really safe. So that could be.
I don't know if they're doing it as much anymore though, because they're losing out. Like people are really
that's the thing,
feeling the
'cause
heat.
it's like, do you take the risk and just apologize afterwards, or do you not even take the risk? So
you got a
an
testing
example,
framework. You got to have it.
But if an example is Elf Cosmetics, I don't know if anyone's seen this, where they've done a campaign with Matt Rife, who's a really controversial US comedian. If you love him or hate him, that's
but that was
relevant
someone
here.
in the team chose that decision.
But this is what I mean. So then they came out with an apology afterwards. So it's kind of like, but you still need to know your audience. So do you take that risk and then just apologize?
That's a different risk. There's like a risk between doing edgier content and saying, these are the brand guidelines we're going to go with, upload the guidelines to the tool that we use, and we're all happy with it. This is a star. We know it's like that and we agree on it. When you start going down different influences into your brand, that's actually a risk to the brand. That's not like, that's different to riskier content, right? That's just like, we're actually deciding to do someone that's probably not aligned with the brand.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think like people going risky on TikTok is, as long as you know your brand guidelines and you say to the agency, whoever you're working with, this is the style, this is what we're going for, then you're okay to test TikTok and stuff. Like the diamond store we had on, they know their branding, they know that they're luxury, they won't compromise on that, but they'll do some edgy pieces.
So start smaller and then test on the smaller platforms.
Yeah, well, you can test that, but just be really solid with your guidelines of who you are as a business. Like before, everyone goes, we're really worried about testing. Just get the guidelines in place. I always say to clients, like, just give us a list of what you want.
Yeah.
We'll give you the examples. We all agree on it. And then we churn, like that's how we've been able to churn out content, like with all podcasting, all creators, is we all agree on a style. We'll do like this entire document, PDF. Are you happy with this weird style, this? We all agree, cool. And then the content just goes because it's all the same. You start just churning out content. Everyone's like, oh, I don't really know what that is. That's not really the
doesn't
vibe.
make sense.
Like,
So would you say to take the risk
style guide
is not smart? So
no,
if you're taking
it is.
It is smart.
Sorry, maybe I'm not explaining it. It is have a document internally that you all agree on, that you're happy with, and then you can start going out and doing it. You should go and do it, but
so
you need to take the risk.
Yeah.
Ultimately, but you need to have a document, like you internally. If you let someone in the team, aka Millie, go and do all this weird stuff, that wouldn't be the right thing. You've got to know this is the styling, this is the guideline. Everyone needs to have a guideline document.
Yeah.
And then you can say, like for us, we said we're happy with going with all these weird kind of influences, blah, 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 blah. As long as you stick with the guideline, you're fine. But
do you think in that instance, Elf didn't stick with the guideline?
No, I didn't. I think you're meant to know who your influencers are, who they're meant to be, and you have an approval
audience.
process. Like for the brands we work with, we have an approval process on every influencer, and it goes through a rigorous process.
Yeah.
Like they obviously tested something really far, which is tough for them. They tried to, that was like, but if it was so different to the brand, like that's really risky. Like you really don't want to like. Choosing channels is different because it's fine, but they went against the guideline of what they usually do.
Like their core. So take a risk, but don't go too far from your core beliefs and values.
Like you're talking to women and like he does some like real edgy stuff about the content style.
Yeah.
Like we work with RM Williams and it's like there's a true Australian like customer that you have. You start going down this really, if you feel uncomfortable, don't do it. Like
that's a good guideline.
You feel rough about it and you're already like questioning it. I just think, oh, you know what? If it's in a maybe pile, just don't do it.
But if you're not getting any results and you do feel uncomfortable, then maybe that is an also sign to actually
if you're not getting any results.
Yeah.
But you honestly, by the smallest tweaks in creative, you can get good results.
So repurposing high performing content.
For sure.
We like that. Okay. And then UGC, which is massive, which is everyone's
trying to do it, but it is hard to get quality. So people say, oh, we want to do UGC.
It's hard to do volume. Like it's really hard to do volume.
You need content creators. So you can't, I don't think brands should do this in-house, is like to do their own content creators and reach out to them, etc. Because they're a purely, and not us, like we work with influence agencies as a white label who are amazing, the Good Egg, and they have amazing creators. They know how they work with them. They manage the relationship. They churn the content out. They do the shoots on the weekend. Like you start managing your own content creators in-house. It's actually a nightmare because it's not your specialty. It's like.
So you give the product to people who maybe do have a bit of a following and then they just review it?
You need an agency to do it for you.
Okay.
It's a nightmare because like you guys getting content creators, like going out to them and trying to work with them. Like there's a special way they work. Agencies deal with them, know how to manage them. They know the right ones. They have good deals. Like you go directly to a content creator. It's a freaking nightmare.
Yeah.
And then they're whinging about stuff and like, you don't want to deal with that. So like you need to have an agency for content creation.
What about customer content? Because really the community, that's why everyone's focusing on the community. They're the most important ones. If they're listening, if they're buying, they're the ones that you want to rely on for the content. So how do you like?
Well, that's why people have a customer success team. Some people do that. Like Dirty talked about it, right? They get the reviews. They've got a process, but they built a team out to do that. Like it's kind of more the reviews side, right? But you want to get content from your customers, but they're not always going to give it to you. Like
people have been creative because they don't want to pay fees to all these micro influencers. So people, I think that's one of the reasons why the content for their own customers as well as their own employees has spiraled because they don't want to be paying all these costs.
You need someone to manage that stuff if you're going to do it. So I would say tools are really key for content creation.
Yeah, tools. Let's talk about free or low cost tools.
What are the ones that we use? So we think Canva? Riverside's amazing. Riverside's really good, but that's like an online point of view.
What about AI tools? I know you build a lot.
There's ones that we recommend to clients, but when you want to start looking premium, like you're not going to, for a big brand, you're not going to just only use the tool. You'd need to have a content creation agency that does it for you. Like for a big brand, for maybe a smaller brand and you're just wanting to like do a bit. What's the one that Millie and the team use?
Which one's this one?
CapCut, Canva.
Opus clips.
Opus
is
pretty
clips.
good, which we've got, I don't know, a referral link somewhere for that. It's good, but it's like if you want to do quick stuff for people that are building a business, great for that and great. But you need to make sure you got the hooks at the start. Like for us, Millie and I've got to check the hook. Make sure it's all like the moment you don't have a hook, it just flops. So I would say there's great tools out there for bigger companies. Don't expect to use tools because it's constant flow and someone needs to be putting in the content, etc. Like so I would say you need a content creation agency. Even freelancers for like 40 pieces of content, you can't. You've got to have an agency that manages the workflow. Like
That's
for us,
we'd
be like, cool, what are the seasons that are coming? What's the content? What's the messaging? What's working from platform? And then we churn it out. Okay. But like, you can't do that in-house. It's a ton of content.
Yeah, that is a ton. It is a lot of content.
Even some people are building studios in-house, but that's just like for podcasting. And even that, like we built a podcast studio for someone the other week. But then they've got to we had to give them a guide on like all the technical setup, all the things they need to know, like who's technical that's going to know like all the sound. Like you guys have seen all the sounding stuff. That day we had an error with like the mics and everything.
Yeah, because how many people do you actually need for that as well in-house? You probably need a big team.
You need 2 to 3. Like
they were for podcasting.
And we had an EA that's like trying to do it and we're like, bloody hell, it's hard work. Then you get all the content, you got to upload it. It's like you could spend hours, but we've taught Millie and Ruby how to do it really quickly. There's no way you can do that in-house. Like you can try. We've said you can give it a go, but like a big company, you got to have to get like an agency to do it for you, or
agency.
Yeah, I know. I keep sounding like I say agency.
In-house.
There's stuff you can do, like save cost by having a studio. Maybe get the agency to like come in, take the content, take it all for you, and then upload it and like cut it all up and then do it all for you.
That's a good idea.
I think you'd save the most.
Just such a big investment because when I speak to people just don't want to do that investment because you've got to get the head count in.
Yeah.
So the person doing the recording, the setup, investment like you said with the studio, and it becomes too much of a headache.
It's like I said to you, it's just like we always say, like we spend a certain amount of time on it because we want to grow it, but
agency is the logical answer because you can scale up and then scale down with seasons, like you said, and just through peak periods throughout the year.
Yeah, you can't do every single month if you're going to do a podcast. So like we do it obviously because we can on efficiency scale.
Are there many brands that are doing podcasts?
The big health ones. The big health ones are.
Yeah, lots of health ones. I've seen a lot.
I think they do more sponsoring, like realistically.
It's all sponsors, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more sponsoring.
Yeah.
I think the thing is for people wanting to do that is that we were having a chat about this today with someone, is you start building a podcast at a company, you build your personal brand through it, and then you leave the company.
Launch. Yeah.
You can't take that podcast with you, and a lot of people want that podcast. So people are just launching their own personal one outside of work because it's a personal branding thing.
Yeah.
You know, like if the company's building it, I mean, there's one like a guy I spoke with who they run the Barclays one. And I mean, for people driven, it's actually more for them personally talking on the podcast.
But there has to be something in place. So the company's got to protect themselves. So there has to be content, there has to be something in place where if they leave, they can't set something up for 12 months.
If you want to scale it, you got to put more people into it. You got to keep growing it. And then there's always these cuts in budget. So I'd say content creation should be the focus first for your paid media to get right. It shouldn't even go near podcasting. But people need to stop putting all this money into production, like big video production. That needs to happen.
But doesn't it depend on your brand as well? Because we were talking about luxury. They focus a lot on production because that
shouldn't be for everything.
Trust.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be for everything. Because
Not every bit
everyone's
of
sick of a
content,
big TV ad. Like I was talking to again.
That's one of the reasons I don't watch TV, because
don't
those
like ads.
adverts. I'm like, what are these adverts?
But Spotify,
Because you want,
YouTube
you
have
want
ads.
like authentic stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, just want authenticity.
You're going to see authenticity, like even with Netflix, you see a bit more of that, like with people doing their own podcasting and people watching it. And like, you're going to see more raw stuff on Netflix than the premium
And
all the
YouTube.
time.
Yeah, YouTube's great though.
We
like,
love
for content.
YouTube for raw content.
That's what I mean. So we always say luxury brands should be doing that. But then when you get, like, who did it really? Oh, yeah, Alexander Wang. Do you know that brand?
Yeah.
They have done this thing now on Instagram which says you've been wanged, and they've like
I love
seen
that.
it, and they go down to the
That's
thing
good,
and they're
isn't
like,
it?
do you want to get wanged? And my friend told me this week.
But it's not very
really
like
wang?
looks, is it, or premium?
But it looks cool, the content. It's like black and white. It looks really... And they say, do you want to get wanged? And someone goes, I don't want to get wanged.
Is she British or is she Aussie?
I don't know. I thought it was Aussie.
It's
That's
Aussie.
why I thought I wasn't sure
because
if you knew.
when you say it, I think boomerang.
But the thing is, so they go down to people on the street and they say, do you want to get wanged? And they're like, I don't know. And it's kind of funny content.
Yeah.
And then they do a makeover for them in their style of kit.
Oh, that's cool.
That's what they mean. The wang is a makeover.
Oh, that's nice.
And actually, the content looks cool. The styling
And where
is
is
cool.
that? Where have you seen that? TikTok or
Instagram.
So Instagram's
But like,
a big thing,
it's a really cool way of making the brand look super premium, mobile content, and they restyle. Like, what a great idea to restyle people on the street.
Yeah.
Like, I know
like
it's a
that
premium
idea.
That's
brand.
like an old
but how sick is
90s.
that?
That was like Trini and Susanna, didn't they? Used to do that.
Oh,
They used to take
gosh.
people from the street. What's it called, that program in the 90s? They used to take people off the streets, dress them up, and then it's like a makeover program.
Well,
I
and
used to love
Gok did
that
stuff
shit.
like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
as well, didn't he? Gok
That's
Wan,
the
it was a
thing.
big
You don't
thing.
like, what brands have you saw that you've been like, oh, cringe? You know, you don't like it, and you're like, oh, you could have done a better job. Like, I love the CGI stuff, love augmented reality, AI stuff when people are honest about it.
You need to be honest about it. I think like Lego do a really good job. of
Like, who do
using
you get
AI.
annoyed at for doing more authentic content?
I can't really think because I don't
Like
really notice
Duolingo,
it.
everyone's loved because they bring out the personality of the person. Monzo, literally Monzo is filmed on a phone, and it's them like sticking a sticker on the back of like this little go-kart in the middle of their office, and someone just driving around with little signs like
it?
saying,
Yeah,
we've got a
it's-
new card launch, and they've just literally done it in the office on an iPhone. And I'm like,
But how did they've
So
got the
good.
following,
Yeah.
and they could just do anything. They could just say one, like
Yeah.
the
But
social
but that's
media
the thing.
manager
But like
just says one
they
word.
changed from a really premium product to doing this really cool led, like literally iPhone led content, and they
Because
can
their
spend
customers
money on it.
are every age category, so they have to mix and match.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's a premium
That's true.
product, and you've just like totally transformed it to an iPhone. So I'm like, what brands couldn't move towards that? You know?
I think luxury is really hard to do that because people say, do they want to spend, I don't know, what, 10,000 plus on TikTok or on
But you
Instagram?
are seeing people line up and spend stupid money like on the most ridiculous products
in the street.
Yeah, so I get this email every week about all these new products that are on trend at the moment that like you see how much money they make, new products on TikTok Shop that just come absolutely out of nowhere. Like there's huge money being made on just like random products.
I know,
just
like
because,
cleaning products and
so
stuff.
I think like, yes, you don't want to see that, but I would say if I was probably seeing more user-generated content of Prada, I'd probably be like pretty interested.
Yeah, that's true. If you're into that sort of stuff.
Like you're also driven by what people are wearing next to you, right? Like if I've got someone wearing all this cool stuff, it's more authentic. I'm just not someone that wants to see a big Prada TV ad. Like I've got no relation to that. Someone that's in the beautiful outfit, like the funniest stuff where it's like a man wearing something ridiculous in an underwear thing is like, I would just never forget it. So I don't know. Like I think the one that's been really cool at the moment is the Adidas. I just love the Adidas campaign.
What's that campaign? I don't think
They did the Oasis, like, you know Oasis when it came? They took the takeovers of Oasis.
Yeah, they did,
and then they did all the Adidas. Everyone just wore Adidas. They reposted everyone wearing Adidas at the Oasis concerts. And then now they've done all the ads, just really basic ads of all like, they've redone the same ads, exact same way, but with different people, different superstars, making out that I think it's just like everyone that wears Adidas is a superstar. And they've just done like really cool black and white stuff all in the tubes. It's just cool. It's so basic. They've repurposed old stuff. And I'm just like, oh, it's so good. Whereas the IKEA stuff just seems so boring. Like, bring IKEA to life. Make it really cool content.
AI stuff that they've done, right?
What,
Yeah, but
IKEA?
when you see
IKEA,
I just think like,
you-
IKEA should bring people in. Like,
like, or just go around their store and then just
I just
film
think they've
it
done
and just film
no
it.
like real testing of
But
cool
do they
shit.
need to do that? That's the thing, because everyone goes to
I just
IKEA.
think,
Like
yeah,
do a
you
rage
do.
room, like fill out a room with all of
a
IKEA
good idea.
furniture.
You're giving
and
free
get-
ideas away.
And do a rage room.
I love that.
Just destroying
There,
them.
What I
there was
mean,
a
like-
viral TikTok thing where these two ladies are doing this like rage room, and it's more, what was the comments like? A little bit hot-tempered room because they're doing it really, really slow. Have you seen that one? It's so funny.
No.
I'll send it over.
What was
I
it
love
again?
shit like that.
Yeah, and it's
that's what I
good.
mean.
Yeah,
the more
could
you
do
hear
that.
it, you're like, I'm going to listen to it. We've got literally no attention span to anything these days.
Yeah.
I'll only watch stuff that's going to make me laugh. I
Yeah.
only scroll if it makes me laugh. I do it like
Happiness.
once
It's all
a
about
week.
happiness, isn't it?
Anyway, so
Happiness.
content creation wise,
So what else
AI
to be
agents
smart?
are big. Definitely doing.
Repurpose.
We've said repurpose, AI
Yeah.
content creation. Your performance agency should be doing your creative.
Get
Scrap
an
the facts,
agency.
do performance.
So to summarise, the summarising points.
He's just summarized.
We just
We just summarised.
Yeah,
Okay,
sorry. Jack,
any
where have
other
you
extras?
been?
Any other extras?
UGC is
Yeah.
important.
Yeah, I think UGC is
Repurpose.
easy. Like everyone's kind of doing it. It's like an okay thing. It's not your whole piece.
Low
Gifting
cost
is
tools.
big. Gifting
Yeah.
is still really big on content creation. Founder-led content.
yeah.
Oh yes, that's a big piece
And
of
it's
the puzzle
hard.
we
Like
haven't
we were talking
covered.
about with the Diamond brand guys. Like you look at their Instagram, it's really premium led. How would you get them on there? Talking to camera, really
I
nice
think they would be
stuff.
great on there.
Yeah,
I
but
think
get
if
their
that's what
I
families
think
on
B2B,
there.
if it's B2B,
Yeah.
push a founder because some founders
but
get
even,
more
like, bring
followers
his
than the
family
actual
on there.
business.
Bring that family
Exactly.
story.
Yes, and then they can do the story.
I'd love to hear that from a
storytelling.
founder.
Yeah, I think
His
so.
daughter, then his wife got upgraded.
Yeah.
I'm like, great story. I'd listen
Like
to
that.
that. The other stuff I've seen, I've literally blocked everything on Instagram about rings. Because I'm sick of it. I went
can
through
you
a
actually block
phase.
it?
Yeah, so there's a section in Instagram where it stores all your
Like hashtag rings, you can just block it.
not even hashtags. So like you can actually go into your settings and say the areas where they think that I'm interested in.
Oh, yeah,
And I
and
say
then
I
just take
don't
it
want to
off,
see
yeah.
this content
Oh,
because
that's
I had
cool.
weddings forever when I got
Yeah,
engaged.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, that
And it
makes
took me
sense,
so long to get rid of that algorithm. And then I had all those weird ones, you know, when you get the weird ones where they're like disgusting pimples, but I'm addicted to
Oh,
it, so I gotta stay
they're my
away.
favourites. Yeah.
Oh,
I
love
I can't.
that.
Whereas
Yeah.
now mine's just babies and dogs, and I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Oh, dogs
and
is on
husband
mine.
Isn't it
stuff.
weird how everyone likes those pimple videos? It's just so
It's
strange.
just that satisfying thing.
I know.
Yeah, it's satisfying.
disgusting.
But dogs are number one on mine, I'd say.
Dogs are good. Yeah.
Dogs
Yeah.
are all on mine. So that sounds good. Anything else to add?
I think that's it, guys.
It's probably way more, but anyway,
Yeah,
we can wrap
maybe
it
we
up.
do
Is that
part
content
2.
creation? Start building it out for small businesses. I think do your own content if you can, and then start working with partners and agencies, and
As you
start
build.
testing different agencies on creative and content.
And you can take a risk, but don't go too
Don't
out
scare
there.
them, Sarah. But yeah,
Don't go too out. Know your brand and set your guidelines.
yeah. Set your
And
guidelines
work
per
off
channel.
that.
Just
Yeah.
set your guidelines per channel. Yeah,
Like it.
cool. Follow, listen. Thank you. Subscribe.
Subscribe. See you next
Have a great
time.
weekend.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.